prison of elders welcomes you. Live to tell the tale.
Guys, welcome back to Cryptic Gamer 417. I'm Cryptic. Today, I'm bringing you guys a new Let's Play video of Destiny, and I'm real excited about it. Playing Prison of Elders today, and going through this, and it's an amazing, amazing gameplay. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I want to put a quick shout out to Besparza 10 and XXBell 666XX. Appreciate all their help. Had a good time. It was a lot of fun. Can't wait to do it again. But the subject of this commentary today is going to be the Taken King that comes out next month in September. There's a lot of changes, guys, coming to Destiny. I mean, a lot of changes. If you guys haven't paid attention, you guys need to run over to IGN and check out these for more in detail. But I'm going to talk about them for a little bit. One of the biggest changes is how the game is going to be presented. Right here, see the level 20, and then you see how the light is separated. That brings you to a whole nother level. Well, light is going to be changed over completely to just like it's going to have to do with how much damage you can output, and your actual level is going to be your level. I actually like this quite a bit more. I never truly understood why you couldn't level up just your X with XP. Why light itself was required. It didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. But I like this system, and I'm really excited about it. Another thing I'm excited about is, if you guys haven't seen it, there's going to be exotic engram vaults. Blueprint vaults. And what it is any exotic, whether it be armor or weapon, that you have ever found, no matter if you accidentally dismantle it or whatever, will be available to you to be repurchased at any time that you want. That's amazing. I absolutely love that. I mean, that's going to be so cool. I also like the thing. You hear me freaking out. I was the lowest guy in this match, and that's one of the they're both better than me, and when he got taken out, I was freaking out. But no, I like that idea that any mistakes you may have made earlier in your Destiny career on the game, you can change, you can fix, you can go back and say, oh, well, I shouldn't have really gotten rid of that exotic if I'd only known that exotic was good. And that's a big deal, because I know people who play Destiny that actually made the mistake and got rid of the Galahorn when they got it. It was right after the game came out, and they played Vault of Glass, and they actually got it. I think it was Vault of Glass, I can't remember where, but they actually got it. It wasn't much long after the game came out. And they got rid of it. They didn't like rocket launchers, they liked machine guns. And oh, do they regret that. I actually left Destiny not because of weapons or anything. It had to do with the leveling up system. It became too complicated, and I was tired of grinding for stupid ass armor, in my opinion, that had a little bit better light value. It didn't make any sense to me. I was like, I leveled up to level 20 whole levels with XP, and now I have to grind out for 14 more levels. Well, at the time it wasn't even 14, it was 12 levels, and I was like, I'm not doing that. No. All honesty, I told you guys in the beginning, Destiny, in my opinion, didn't have as high of replay value as I thought it would. I was very disappointed. I talked very well about this game. I mean, this game was very important to me when it first started. And I played the alpha. I played the beta. And I was stoked at that time because we didn't really know how much was in the game. And when we get the game, there wasn't a whole lot. Well, that was a problem for me because, you know, here's this game that's supposed to be massive, and it's not. When a game developer tells me a game is massive, I compare it to a Final Fantasy or a Skyrim, you know, or a Witcher game. Games that are notoriously long. Something that has over 100 hours of gameplay. Easy. Or something that makes me want to play for more than 100 hours. And I just feel like we didn't get that with Destiny. I know I'm not the only one, because I've seen the reviews. I've seen the people blowing literally a gasket when this game first came out, because they played it for 2 days and it was over for them, and they were like, what is going on? They didn't quite understand that the game was actually over, that there wasn't much left. And then, you know, Bungie had to respond, and they had to add things and make things longer, and many things were wrong. Bungie has honestly fixed a lot of things that are wrong. And things that should have been presented a different way, they have really handled by themselves. I apologize about the commentary in here. I thought I'd leave it so you guys could hear every once in a while what was going on. We were having fun. But I believe that Bungie is a well enough studio that if they make a mistake, that they can fix it. If they can't fix it with a patch, just look at Halo, for God's sake. What was wrong with the first Halo? Not a lot. Did they address it in the second one? You bet your ass they did. That's why Halo is one of the most successful franchises of all time. And I'm not talking about that Studio 545 or 543, whatever the hell it is. I'm not talking about that. That is not Destiny, in my opinion. You guys can get mad at me, you Destiny lovers. I mean, you Halo lovers. You guys can get mad at me all you want. The real Halos were the ones that Bungie made. Alright? That's where it was at. That was when the franchise was, in my opinion, very well. I'm not a huge Microsoft fan. I'm not going to lie. At one time I owned 360s. PlayStation 3s at the time were just too expensive, and I was broke. And the 360 was a decent system, if it didn't red ring on you or anything like that. And the PlayStation 3, even though it was a lot more rare, did have the yellow light of death. But back in the day, Halo was the big deal, and it's still a pretty big deal. But Bungie was the one that made it famous, and Bungie was the one who knew how Halo needed to continue. When Bungie walked away from it, there were a lot of different circumstances of why. But they focused on Destiny. That was their new thing. And they did drop the ball in the beginning. I know a lot of people don't believe me. A lot of people get mad at me for saying this. They did. There was way too many things that was too short or not handled properly. You had an alpha and a beta, for heaven's sake. There was no reason why this game should have been this short and things should have been handled the way they were. They slowly got it better. It slowly got better with update after update after update after update after update. And that was how they worked it. But with the Taken King, with the expansion 3, pretty much the whole new game, they are taking what is left, what the presentation aspect of it, the way the game is handled relating to leveling up, and they are really just pushing that to a whole nother level. And I am really happy about that, because I honestly believe with Destiny the Taken King, we're going to get the Destiny that we probably should have got year one. I do believe that. I believe that the Taken King will be everything we thought the first Destiny was going to be, or year one as they refer to it. And I'm very excited about that. The Taken King, they showed on IGN a lot of different things. They've made your vault larger, where you store things. They've made it to where you organize it better. Tabs for certain things, doubled your storage space for each tab. The leveling system. Just how you can track your missions, or you know, all the missions and bounties that you have. There's a way that you can follow your bounties and follow certain missions, and when you click down on the touchpad on the PlayStation 4 controller, I'm not sure what button you touch for Xbox, but it brings up your ghost for you to jump to orbit or call out your swoop bike sparrow. It'll actually pop up on the bottom right of the screen all the things that you are working towards, bounty-wise, mission-wise. So you don't have to go into the menu to look at that stuff. It's right there. It's all what's important to you. And you pick what's important, not the system. Which is a very good thing. I give them credit there. I mean, it looks very intriguing. What I pray for in the Taken King, I pray for the fact that since this is being charged at almost a whole new game price, that the Taken King increases Destiny's size to double what it is now. And I'm including the Dark Below and the House of Wolves. I mean, it needs to have double the content of the original game and both expansions. That's what the Taken King needs to offer. It needs to be that long. Because only if you can double the size of Destiny can you really say this is a large game. A game needs to last more than a weekend. That's my opinion in order for you to claim it to be a large game. And that's what I hope the Taken King does. It'd be fun to have new weapons. It'll be fun to have new abilities, which we're getting. We're getting new abilities. You guys have probably seen that. We're getting the Titans getting the hammer, and the Hunter's getting the bow, and the Warlock is getting the arc lightning. Truly channeling its inner Raiden. But those are fun things, but at the base of it, you need to fix what, in my opinion, is wrong with the game. It's too short. It's not presented properly. The leveling system needs a lot of attention. And another thing for you, PvP people, the multiplayer is going to be changed somewhat dramatically from what I'm understanding. So that's going to be a good thing. They're going to address that as well. A lot of things that Destiny did right the first year, which was they made something that was fun and it was addicting, because there's a lot of people who play Destiny who didn't have a problem with how it was presented to them. They're not alienating those people. They are honestly placating them in certain ways, which is good, because you want to make sure that you don't make your, hardcore fan base upset. And they didn't. They're not going to disrespect them in any way. The biggest thing that they're working towards at the current moment is keeping them happy and increasing their fan base, which is a really good thing. And I'm very happy to say that with the Dark Below, I got that expansion and was really looking forward to hopefully getting back into Destiny. It didn't work out that way. And I can't explain why it didn't. It just did not feel correct. Didn't feel right. Didn't feel like a big enough expansion for the price that was paid for it. But I'll get into that more in a minute. But the dark below, it did have Crota's Inn. Alright. My biggest problem with the Vault of Glass, Crota's Inn, it wasn't that I was necessarily bad. I handled myself quite well. The problem was, I do not play a lot of games with a lot of people. I may play a game with 2 or 3 other people. I do not play a game with more than 3 other people. I don't believe that I'm one of them weird people. I'm not a people person. You sit there and go, oh my goodness, but you're a YouTuber. Yeah, I'm a YouTuber. I enjoy playing video games, and I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. But I'm very picky as to when it comes to who I play with and stuff like that, because they've got to have a certain type of mentality. Because I like to crack jokes, and I have a sick sense of humor sometimes. But I'm very picky about who I play with. I guess that could be a bad thing, but at the end of the day, I just don't play with more than three people. You know, it's four's a crowd already, and I feel like there's just too much going on. So I was being forced in the Vaults of Glass and the Crota's Inn that I had to play with more than that many people. And people are like, well, wait, you can beat it with less than that. Well, of course you can beat it with less than that, but at the time we were all under the understanding that it had to be done with this many people, that couldn't be done any other way. Well, since that didn't change for me while I was playing Destiny, I was very upset with the expansion. And I just didn't want anything to do with the game anymore. It had really it put a bad taste in my mouth. And I didn't know if I should trust the House of Wolves. I didn't touch the House of Wolves. I wasn't going to get expansion 2. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Well, I played a little bit of Destiny with my friend, longtime acquaintance, Belle, and her husband. And they have been channel supporters since day one, and I want to thank them for that. We were all in a clan on a PlayStation 4 free-to-play game, and it was also on PC before PS4 by the company called Digital Extremes. The game was called Warframe. Now that game, if you have a PS4 and you haven't played Warframe, I suggest you go and find it, and you go and try that game out, because that game has a hell of a lot of replay value, and it is free. There's not one thing in the game minus platinum that you cannot go out there and earn and find. Not one thing. Now, if you want to pay for platinum or pay money, yes, you can get a quicker advantage, but there really isn't a whole lot of PvP in that game. So it's not like you're getting an advantage over other people or having it used against you. Anyway, we played Warframe, and we had a very successful clan in that, and I helped everybody out quite a bit on that game. I made it my mission to be probably one of the best players at that game, and I honestly believe in my mind that I was one of the best players of Warframe. I always knew where to find things. Everybody would say, I don't know where to get this, and I'd be like, oh, this is where you get it. And I'd be able to tell them. And I was always the first to have new stuff, because I'd go out and I'd grind it out. The moment that update came out and downloaded, I was on Warframe. I was downloading it. As soon as it was installed, I was out grinding out the new stuff. Whether it be with my friends or completely alone, I got that stuff. And I think they remembered that because they were really good friends, and they said, well, have you played House of Wolves yet? You know, if you get the House of Wolves, you get the Prison of Elders expansion, and we watch a lot of Destiny content on YouTube, and Prison of Elders is what people put on YouTube. Crota's Inn is what people put on YouTube, and I was like, no, guys, no offense, I'm not probably going to buy the House of Wolves. It's not really... I'm not intrigued enough to spend another $20 on Destiny. They said, why aren't you getting to Taken King? And I said, not really, all honesty. I said, because at the time I didn't own the House of Wolves, and on PlayStation 4, the store said, without the House of Wolves, the Taken King expansion was going to be $80. What? That's what I said. I'm having issues paying $20 for one expansion. You're sitting there saying I gotta pay $80? Yeah, granted, it was going to give me the game expansion 1, expansion 2, and the Taken King, but I didn't look at it like that. I looked at it as I own Destiny and expansion 1. I'm not paying that. Well, then they told me, well, you could just buy House of Wolves and then you get the Taken King for $40. And I was like, I am not paying $60 for all this stuff. I'm not too intrigued by it. And I said, I've got to save my money for other things. I'm starting a YouTube channel. You guys know that. And I said, I'm saving money up to buy a couple new games for this channel. I'm saving money up to get the Elgato, to get the high-end computer, the microphone, all that stuff, the webcam, so this channel can really blossom, hopefully by early 2016, really take off. And they said, oh, okay. They said, well, if you had it, would you play it? And I said, yeah. They said, well, maybe somebody who supports your channel will donate to it. And I said, okay, we'll see. I sat there, and I woke up the next morning, and Belle and her husband Lucky had sent me a code via direct message on YouTube, and it was a $75 code, people. A $75 code for PlayStation. And I told you guys about that. And they said, go ahead and buy House of Wolves and Taken King. This is us supporting your channel and wanting to see you play Destiny on your channel, because you are one of the funnest gamers to be around, and I said, thank you. You know, that really means a lot. And I went and bought it. And because of those people, we're going to have the Taken King on here. And when I played the House of Wolves, guys, I want to say they had changed my opinion on this game. Thank you for watching. I look forward to bringing you guys the Taken King gameplay. And pay attention starting next Monday for all the Black Ops 3 beta videos where I answer your questions. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.